your roadmap to the latest in auto. Welcome to Highway Herald. Today, we're diving into a seismic shift shaking the foundation of international trade, with the automotive industry at its core. While headlines focus on politics, behind the scenes, strategic economic moves are reshaping supply chains, manufacturing, and vehicle prices. The US, Canada, and Mexico are engaged in a high-stakes trade battle, using tariffs as precision tools. How will this impact your next car? Stay tuned as we break down 6 key insights driving this transformation. Key number 6, the Tariff Gambit, a bold play in economic warfare. In a move that sent shockwaves through global markets, Canada and Mexico have imposed a bold 25% tariff on US imports. But this isn't just another trade dispute, it's a calculated display of economic power. Unlike the typical tit-for-tat responses, this move is about more than revenue. It's about reshaping global trade dynamics and challenging US dominance. For the automotive industry, where supply chains crisscross borders like an intricate racetrack, this sudden tariff shift is a game changer. Automakers dependent on seamless cross-border trade for critical components are now scrambling to rework logistics strategies. Assembly lines are feeling the impact, with ripple effects hitting production schedules, supply chains, and consumer prices. Beyond the immediate economic jolt, this is a direct challenge to US economic supremacy. Analysts predict a global realignment of supply chains, shifting alliances, and redefining economic power. How will the US respond, and what does this mean for vehicle pricing and production? Number 5. Counterpunching with precision. Canada and Mexico's tactical playbook. Rather than engaging in an all-out economic battle, Canada and Mexico are proving that strategy beats brute force. Their response to US policies isn't impulsive retaliation, it's a calculated power move, designed to apply pressure where it counts without causing widespread instability. Take Canada's approach. Instead of imposing broad tariffs that could backfire, they're strategically targeting US goods tied to politically sensitive regions. This sends a clear message while ensuring industries remain stable. Meanwhile, Mexico is playing the long game, using this shift to redesign supply chains, attract investment, and reduce reliance on any single trade partner. For the automotive sector, this shift spells uncertainty and adaptation. Automakers once dependent on North American trade agreements are now seeking alternative suppliers or reshoring production to combat rising costs. Instead of reckless trade wars, Canada and Mexico are reshaping global trade dynamics. And for car buyers, this could soon mean major price fluctuations at the dealership. Number 4. The trade alliance overhaul, diversification over dependence. Beyond immediate countermeasures, Canada is launching a bold strategy to diversify its trade relationships and reduce its dependence on US imports. Recognizing the risks of over-reliance on a single partner, policymakers are imposing targeted tariffs on select US goods to encourage domestic industries to seek alternative suppliers. This move is part of a broader effort to strengthen trade ties with Europe, Asia, and emerging markets, a shift that could reshape global supply chains. For industries like automotive and high-tech manufacturing, where reliable supply chains are critical, this realignment opens doors to new partnerships that promise greater stability and growth. Canadian businesses are actively negotiating international trade agreements to secure supply lines, promote innovation, and enhance competitiveness. This isn't just a defensive maneuver, it's a proactive strategy for long-term economic security. As Canada forges new alliances, industries will adapt, markets will shift, and the global trade landscape will evolve in unprecedented ways. Before we delve deeper, we'd appreciate it if you could subscribe to Highway Herald. Your support fuels our passion to create more content like this. Now let's explore number 3, Mexico's power move, reinventing trade, manufacturing, and infrastructure. While Canada plays the long game with calculated defensive measures, Mexico is going full throttle on an economic overhaul. Rather than simply reacting to US trade policies, Mexico is taking control, forging new trade deals with the European Union, China, and key South American partners. This isn't just about expanding trade networks. It's a strategic transformation aimed at reducing reliance on US trade channels and supercharging domestic manufacturing. By opening new industrial investment opportunities, Mexico is positioning itself as an emerging manufacturing powerhouse poised to challenge traditional automotive hubs. Beyond trade agreements, Mexico is investing heavily in infrastructure upgrades, modernizing ports, expanding rail networks, and creating new trade routes that bypass US-dominated corridors. These moves are set to streamline automotive production and logistics, making Mexico a globally competitive manufacturing center. Could this bold transformation attract more automakers to Mexico as their primary production hub? And how will U.S. automakers respond to this rising competitive force? Number 2. The unintended fallout: U.S. economy and supply chain turbulence. As Canada and Mexico execute their strategic trade maneuvers, the U.S. economy is feeling the impact with full force. The calculated imposition of targeted tariffs has thrown once reliable supply chains into chaos, exposing long overlooked vulnerabilities in industries that previously thrived on seamless cross-border trade. In the automotive sector, delays in critical components from Canada and Mexico are leading to stalled production lines, rising costs, and operational setbacks. But the disruption goes far beyond manufacturing. Technology firms, retailers, and logistics companies are also struggling with higher expenses and logistical nightmares. For American consumers, the fallout means rising grocery bills, escalating fuel costs, and increased prices for essential goods. This crisis highlights the risks of overdependence on a single trade partner, a model that, once stable, now poses major economic liabilities. Can U.S. industries adapt fast enough, or is this a wake-up call for a permanent shift in global supply chain strategies? Number 1. The currency and energy shift, challenging U.S. economic dominance. Beneath the headline-grabbing tariff wars and supply chain disruptions, a stealthier yet equally significant battle is unfolding, one that targets the financial and energy pillars of U.S. dominance. Canada is gradually reducing its reliance on the U.S. dollar, embracing alternative currencies like the euro and yuan in key trade agreements. Meanwhile, Mexico is strategically devaluing its peso, making its exports more competitive on the global stage. These financial maneuvers chip away at U.S. monetary influence, raising concerns about the stability of its economic leverage. At the same time, the U.S. energy sector is facing mounting pressure. Canada is rerouting its oil exports, and Mexico is shifting its natural gas supplies, straining U.S. fuel networks and pushing energy prices higher. For the automotive industry, which depends on stable fuel costs and energy supplies, these shifts pose new challenges. Is this the beginning of a multipolar world where economic power is no longer U.S.-centric? The final lap. Where do we go from here? From bold tariffs and counterstrikes to supply chain shifts and currency maneuvers, Canada and Mexico are rewriting the global economic playbook, and the U.S. is being forced to keep up. For the automotive world, these changes signal a massive industry shakeup. Whether it's rising costs, production delays, or shifts in where cars are built, the effects are already in motion. The question now is, what does the future hold for automakers, suppliers, and car buyers? Do you think these trade moves will ultimately help or hurt the automotive industry? Will they lead to more innovation and resilience, or are we headed for long-term instability and price hikes? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear from you. If you found this video insightful, be sure to subscribe to Highway Herald for the latest vehicle updates and in-depth analyses. Your support helps us bring you the best in automotive content. Thanks for watching and see you next time.